Hey there guys, real quick, this is the Elder Dadless, co-host of the Dadless podcast. Today, I'm here to tell you a little something about Anchor. It's the easiest way to make a podcast, and let me go ahead and explain. First of all, it is free, there's no upfront cost, it doesn't cost anything. It's a great way to get started. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Literally, if you're on the go, if you're at school, if you are hiding in the restroom while you're at work, if you're stalking your ex-girlfriend, you can literally make a podcast from anywhere. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other streaming platforms. Hey, great way to get it out, right? You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. That means that your Uncle Randy, who was twice removed, can help you make a buck. Or creepy Father John, who you chose to stop talking to for many reasons, can even help you make a buck. It's that simple. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That is anchor.fm. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get back to the show. I really only know from the list that I have. I don't know any of these.
Isn't that a wonderful beginning?
Yeah, it's really good. What is this? Are you trying to trick me?
Wait, just wait.
When's it get good?
What's up there, little homie? About ready to do this?
Yeah, man, I'm ready.
In this world, if you can't swim, you found the dress out. And if you fall, you better pick your punk ass up. That's right. And the rest of y'all,
Wand at the ready?
don't cut him no slack.
Hey, Freak Joe! You're going nowhere!
One.
I got you for 3 minutes! 3 minutes of heat time!
You got no backup here.
I'm calling Veronica. Veronica, give me a hand.
Y'all fools get busy.
3.
Clobbering time!
No, I know Paranoia Agent. Soul Eater's considered a horror anime?
Yeah, I would say so.
Huh.
I mean, I could see where it'd be classified there. I don't know where else you would put it. I guess it could be a shonen, but
So Black Butler, but Black Butler, I tried watching it, but it's a little weird to me. It seems very fan service in the sense that like it has real heavy fan fiction vibes about it, and I think that's what makes it like a little iffy for me. We left off at Black Butler being really heavy on like man boy love vibes. So aside from that, there is Corpse Party. So that's what like the little weird anime girls watch. Dead Man Wonderland.
it's great. That's a phenomenal one.
Death Note. I won't lie and say we had a really strong following for it when it first started because
Yeah.
it was different. There was something real fucking different about it.
Well,
And-
the creator of Death Note's coming out with a new anime.
Is he?
Yeah.
The Netflix adaptation did no fucking justice to it.
Oh, 0.
It was dog fucking, it was awful, dude. It was terrible. And that's saying something because they had Willem Dafoe as fucking Ryuk.
That was a great
Oh
casting.
my goodness, that was a great casting, but it was terrible. Again, Devilman. The Flowers of Evil.
Have you watched Elfenlied?
It just came up.
That's insane.
Is that good?
Yeah, I watched that. That was on Netflix for the longest time. It's not my
This from 2004.
Yeah, it's an old one. It was really good. I did not know what I was watching when I put it on,
Yeah.
and it did not disappoint.
Both heartbreaking and terrifying, Elfenlied explores a series of events that occur after experiments are performed on the Diclonius, a mutated human born with telekinetic powers and horns. The star of the show, Lucy, has a dual personality. That means she can either use phantom hands to murder everyone in their immediate surroundings or win hearts over as the adorable, unassuming Niu, her alter ego. This bloody odyssey is certainly not for the faint of heart, but its heart-trending tale will leave you gasping for breath by the time it's finally let out. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, it's on Amazon Prime. Sick. And Hulu. Fucking dope.
It is.
Huh.
It's really it's worth a watch. It's not super long either. It's
Gantz. Have you ever heard of Gantz?
no.
Gantz was on Netflix for the longest time, 2004. Yeah, that was fucking dope too. For the few times that I watched it, it's fucking crazy. Ghost Hunt, Hellgirl, Helsing is fucking dope. Helsing is amazing, dude. I watched this when I was in the 6th grade maybe. So goddamn good. Gungrave is another good one. Gungrave was like a very short-lived anime. So goddamn good too. Gungrave, Helsing, Junji Ito. Oh my goodness, Junji Ito is so good. He's actually like he's an author. He's an author of he's a manga author, but his whole thing is like really weird, like fucking disturbing manga anyway, and like his stuff is really like haunting and like his illustrations are real fucking disturbing. He has one, like notably, he has a story of a family that grew up upstairs or downstairs from a restaurant, and I don't know if it was their home or god damn it, their home was consumed by like cooking oil. One of the scenes from it anyway that you can find, the brother's holding down the sister, and he's like, you know, look at this, and he has nothing but like boils on his face from all the oil, and he squeezes his whole face and just pus comes out onto the sister on her face, and then the dad kills him. Yeah, dude, Junji Ito's fucking amazing. He has like adaptations of Frankenstein and shit. God, that's someone that I really want to get into, like more. Like I want to know just more about Junji Ito. I don't know. Anime is a hard one for me. Like it's really got to pull me in right away. Like with something like Full Metal, like Brotherhood, the very first episode pulls you in.
Yeah.
Like it
yeah, definitely.
The same thing with like, and no joke because we, you know, it's like it's a joke for us anyway, but like Goblin Slayer. The very first episode, the very first like minute is good. Not good, I mean it's bad.
It draws your attention.
It's jarring.
Yes.
It's the opening scene of that show is very jarring. But it's like, for me, I was like, holy shit, like I got to keep watching this. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get into anime now, especially now because I feel like you get a little jaded by like what you consume overall, like the material that you take in, and that's from like a fan of different platforms anyway. You got to hit those the keywords. That just reminds me of the Google metric that it was like Dadless podcast, hot dog podcast, hot dog is a sandwich podcast. You know what's fucking funny about that? Talking about that on a side note. Also, shout out to MF Doom, dude.
I was gonna ask you.
MF Doom passed away in October, and he's like, it's funny because again, like Mondo was like, that's such an MF Doom thing to do, that
to fucking die.
He's such an enigmatic person in that he passed away in October, and they felt that they would set the record straight that as of this month anyway, like MF Doom had passed away. His wife made it public, was like, yeah, you know, he did pass away in October.
There's also like an aspect of wanting privacy. Like usually look at Donald Glover. He has a child. No one fucking knows.
No one knows. Yeah.
No one knows what he looks like.
But
so there's that aspect of it where you would want to keep something close to the chest.
There's a video of Mos Def talking about one of MF Doom's albums, but the inspiration that he pulled from MF Doom as an artist. And he was like, dude, there are times that I think I'm good at what I do, and then I look at this record and I'm like, I'm not shit. And he was like, and I have to go other places to really understand who this motherfucker is, like lyrically, spiritually, like because he's just so much, like he's on like such another level. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy to even think. But yeah, fucking MF Doom, man. That was heartbreaking for me. MF Doom was a big one. But I mean, the same could be said about like Brody Lee. That sucks, man. He was such a fucking good wrestler. There was something specifically that I wanted to show you if I could find it. Fuck. Anyway, recently we went to oh, it's right here. It's right here. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Sandwich.
That is a hot dog sandwich at Wiener Schnitzel. To preface what I'm saying, Recently, again, we went through the drive-thru at Wiener Schnitzel because they have some bomb fucking lemonade, and their chili fries are dope. You found it?
Found it.
I'll wrap up.
Fucking found it.
There's a picture in the window of a sandwich. It's two pieces of bread. The hot dog is cut in half, butterflied, and laid down flat on the sandwich bread with a pickle, mustard, and whatever other condiments, and it's sandwiched, between the two pieces of bread. That is a sandwich. Not to be confused with the original argument of whether or not a hot dog is considered a sandwich. And that was really mind-blowing for me. What was it? What was it called?
Kakashi. It's not spelt like Kakashi Hatake. Kekkaishi. If I'm pronouncing that correctly. Could be wrong. It was a very short-lived anime. I believe it only had like 25 episodes or so. 52, sorry. 52 episodes. I only watched like maybe 5 episodes, but I really enjoyed it. And that's how I accidentally watched Kenichi, because I'm illiterate, and the anime started with a K, so I watched it.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I do know this.
Did you?
I do know this, yeah.
I said, I only watched a couple episodes, but like I really enjoyed it, and then I think they took it off of Adult Swim.
Yeah, I do know this, because I remember the...
yeah, I'm going to add this to the list right now.
I remember the... that he had like that QB, that fox or wolf or whatever the fuck it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do remember that.
He's like the whole premise is to like defend the school, his school or something. I don't know. It is.
Wow, how funny! That's crazy. Yeah, I do remember that. Aside from that, what was real big for me too was mech based anime.
I've never been able to get into, like I've watched a couple, but any like mechas I've never really been into them.
But that was like, I think that stems from like a lot of, because as a kid, like, I mean, not just because of like Godzilla, but there was like Jet Jaguar, and there was Mecha Godzilla, and then also being into things like Power Rangers and shit like Transformers, which could be considered an anime. It was Japanese.
Yeah.
The original series, yeah. But there was like Code Geass. I never got into it.
No, I've heard phenomenal things about
it. I've heard
good
things about it.
I think I have that queued up on the list. I just haven't got to it yet.
Gurren Lagann, I was a fucking huge fan of.
Never got into it. Wasn't for me.
Neon Genesis Evangelion was fucking really, really good. Fully Cooley, fucking amazing. It's on her Full Metal Panic.
I think the closest thing for me would be like Blue Dragon. That's not even mechas. It's just.
It's even then,
I think that'd be probably like the closest thing. I don't know. Maybe Chrome Shield Regio. I mean, I don't know. I've just never been into the whole mecha.
No. Never. not even
ever.
Gundam. Nothing.
No Gundam has ever really like. Oh, I should watch that.
Gundam was really cool for me.
Whatever about them.
I really lost track after like Gundam Seed. It was like probably the very last Gundam series that I really got into. What else? Gundam Wing was a fucking huge one. Gundam Wing Endless Waltz. If you could watch an anime movie, super fucking good. Talking about anime movies, Demon Slayer overtook Spirited Away finally.
Not to take anything away from Demon Slayer, I think that has a lot to do with the pandemic and everything.
Would you say? Well, I mean, because
I haven't watched the movie yet. I have to say that.
Neither have I.
But
I'm rewatching Demon Slayer so that I can watch the movie, because I feel like it would be, it wouldn't do me any justice to watch the movie and then not really know what the fuck's going on in the show. I mean, it's kind of like, well, no, it's not really in comparison, but like watching My Hero and then going and watching Heroes Rising, or
no, those ones are a little different.
Or like Two Heroes.
I know I watched Stampede before I was current on One Piece.
So did I, though.
I wasn't completely lost in what was going on. It was its own standalone story, but there were like key things that I just didn't know because I hadn't gotten that in the anime yet.
Like with the hockey?
Yeah, well, I know because I had.
Or was it there already?
No, I already knew about hockey and everything. It was like certain characters. Like I didn't know anything about Bartholomew, and like why he was so obsessed with Zoro.
Oh, Bartolomeo.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah, Bartolomeo.
Yeah, him. I didn't even know.
Trafalgar.
Yeah.
Trafalgar.
Yeah,
that's funny. Aside from that, though, I think it also has to do with that Demon Slayer is currently something that's popular. Like, it's a prominent anime, like, in circulation right now. Whereas, maybe not just Spirited Away, but stuff like Studio Ghibli is more like a...
There's a cult following to it.
It has a following.
I mean, it's world renowned for a reason, but it definitely has a cult following that if it just has the stamp, people will watch.
It's like going in... I remember when when Walmart started selling like Dragon Ball Z sweaters and Dragon Ball Z shirts. Maybe not like nothing crazy, but it's like the Kame House symbol and then just like Dragon Ball Z. Okay, it's like, oh, we're fucking big time in it now. But I think that's a big part of it. I feel like that's really a big part of it now because Demon Slayer is like currently one of the bigger animes. Especially when you're talking about in lines of like modern anime.
From my understanding, it's pretty well respected as one of the current big three. I don't know about that, but other people put it in their big three. I guess. And
again, that's one of those things that early. Being like an older fan of anime, because obviously we're not kids receiving this. Like, we're not receiving this as like...
It's true.
We're not receiving this as current youth. We're now like... We're fans of anime that have been kind of indoctrinated to this certain lane of what we like, you know? And I feel like that's really something that has to be kind of thrown in there as well, as like Demon Slayer is popular because that's what kids like right now, or it's what the demographic is receiving. Like, that's what's current to them. But yeah, it's like Gundam Wing was on there, again Gurren Lagann, and like its OVAs, the series in general, and like the OVAs that it has. Escaflowne, I fucking honestly cannot tell you. Escaflowne is amazing. Dog, I was watching this in like the 3rd or 4th grade. It used to premiere on, I want to say like before Freeform. It used to be called Fox Family, I believe. It was on Fox, I want to say, dude, but Escaflowne was so good. It's one of my favorite fucking animes. Samurai 7 was really good. Did you watch that?
Did not.
Samurai 7 was really good. Fully Coolly Progressive. It was the one that I didn't pick up on when it came back. I know it was, again, like a short series like Fully Coolly, but it's one that I didn't... not that I didn't want to watch it, but I didn't come around to it. We're just talking.
Keep going, man.
Yeah, we're just going. You good or what?
Yeah, I'm good.
I was going to say, you want to fuck off?
No, I'm good.
Cool. Alright. I want to get a big three list. Like a current big three list. Not from you. Not from the internet. Like your current big three.
My current big three?
Yeah, like our individual current big threes.
Current big three, in all honesty, is probably Demon Slayer, My Hero, and... I mean, is One Piece considered current? Is One Piece considered...
I wouldn't consider One Piece a current big three because I believe that's still...
It's still considered the old
like
guard?
The original big three.
Yeah.
That was like the Dragon Ball Z, Bleach.
So big three in that modern anime still going right now?
Yeah, like current... Like, yeah. Like I said, I'd put One Piece at big three. Like back then with like Dragon Ball Z,
right.
Way back then. But like current, like new ongoing anime.
Yeah.
I'd say probably aired within like the last maybe 5 years or so that are ongoing.
So if we're not putting One Piece on your big three, who rounds it out for you?
I don't know about like a big three. There's like a list of ones that I think have potential to be it. So like I would definitely say like My Hero's one of them. Not that I'm a fan, but I would have to say Black Clover. It'd be hard. Not that I'm not a fan, I just haven't watched, so I don't know.
No, yeah.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
But the cultural impact is definitely there. And then I think there's a plethora that could round this out, being Demon Slayer. I think that has the potential to do it. Mm-hmm. I think Dr. Stone has the potential to do it. I would like to say Goblin Slayer, but probably not. I think that'd probably only...
No,
I don't think it does.
I just don't
think it does.
I just don't think it's as prolific as...
Yeah, I don't think it's going to get the notoriety that would need to justify Big Three. I think like The Promised Neverland has the potential. It's hard to not say Haikyuu because of how popular that is at this point. It's just a really good time. I think the two locks would be My Hero and Black Clover. After that, it's a fucking brawl to see who would round that out. I think you got to just wait and see where it goes. It's just a good time to be a fan of anime. I think it's a great time to be a fan of anime.
I mean, yeah, with the big three, because, you know, you got to think of, like, who would you, you know, by what standards would you try and measure that? You know, are we talking who draws in the most anime fans, like higher viewership, more, you know, a small group of really passionate fans can outweigh a really large group of casual fans, you know. So but overall, in general, I would say, My Hero is definitely number one right now. Not in like, oh, it's my favorite, you know, because I do like it, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite right now. But there's a lot of people that don't necessarily like anime that like My Hero. Like, it's a lot of people's one anime, and so I'd say My Hero is kind of the biggest one. Everyone knows My Hero. Everyone generally likes My Hero. You don't really hear anyone say, oh, I don't like My Hero. Black Clover is getting up there as well. It's really blowing up, and I think the reason for that is, you know, the continuity of it. Since it started, they didn't take a break. The only reason they took a break was because of COVID. But when you're constantly putting out a new episode every week, you're going to start to gain a following, because, you know, there's animes that have one season for 20 episodes and then you have to wait. But when you're constantly feeding that material, that'll put you up there. And then, yeah, like Victor said, to round it out would be kind of a brawl to see who it would be. I would say right now, just currently, but open to change, would be Demon Slayer, because it's huge. It's blown up, and it doesn't have that many episodes. It's one season, but the potential it has to continue going, and the following it already has, sets it up very nicely to compete with those other two.
Another one that I think would have the potential to join the big three would be the Rising of the Shield Hero. I think that has a lot of room to grow. I have no idea how long that they plan on running that one, but they could build it. If they could pace properly, that could go for 5, 6, 7 seasons. You can get 150 episodes out of it.
So I think to just a small side note, off of what Jose said, I think that's a big keynote in that is anime right now. I mean, not even to sound like an asshole or nothing. Anime right now, I feel like, is popular because of casual fans and not because of, again, like, not indoctrinated fans of anime. I feel like anime right now is popular because of just how casual it's become, but only because it's I feel like it's so widely received that you can go to Hot Topic and buy an anime shirt and you're fucking cool. I think it's just its place in mainstream, like in mainstream consumption is what makes it, like, it's varied in what's popular.
Well, and also I think a big thing is you have a bunch of people like us who, you know, when we were younger enjoyed it, but we didn't have the necessarily the buying power, you know, to kind of blow it up as well. And now you have all these kids that grew up watching, you know, the Adult Swim stuff we did, and now we have our own money to buy subscriptions, to buy merch, to buy the Funkos, to buy the T-shirts, to buy, you know, all the merchandise. So now you have all these kids that, you know, kind of got made fun of, or maybe just weren't open about how much they like something. Now you're not in high school, now you're not worried, now you're doing your own thing, and you have your own money to do your own thing. So I think money is also a big factor in it, in that they've made a lot more money off of anime in recent years than they ever have, really.
I think we're all in agreement pretty much that it's like Demon Slayer, My Hero. I could maybe say, not even maybe, but it's like Dr. Stone's definitely up there. Attack on Titan's probably, I would consider one, the same as maybe like a One Punch Man. This is a list as of December 29th, 2020 from Ranker. Number 1 is Demon Slayer. Number 2 is My Hero. Number 3 is Jujutsu Kaisen, which is
that one just started.
Which is already like.
I think that's only at like 8 or 10 episodes right now. But it's
blown up. And on TikTok is a huge boost for anime as well.
TikTok's a huge boost for anything. If it gets going on TikTok, it's
social media, fucking in general, dude.
Yeah, but the pace that TikTok has is insane.
And so that's this is just the three that Ranker has for their top three. Whereas Demon Slayer is getting 35,000 votes. My Hero 39,000, which is weird that it has more votes, but I mean it's like in its top three, and then Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, and Black Clover round out their top 5. Whereas I would say that Black Clover is probably, I mean not even probably, but it's like I see it as, you know, where it falls in that line.
Not to mention Attack on Titan's about to end, and Black Clover is going to keep going.
Well,
You know,
so according to this list, it has 4 categories for their big 3, which would be the Legendary Generation, which is back in the 90s. It's Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z, Cowboy Bebop,
Rurouni Kenshin.
Kenshin,
so good,
phenomenal.
So good.
The first part, it got weird when he went blind for some reason. That was strange. He lost a fight and he lost his eyesight, and then he had to win the fight to get his sight back. It was weird.
You know what episode's weird is that that giant that was attacking Karu, and then Kenshin's teacher jumped in and saved her.
I remember that one.
It's I think a later episode, but it's weird. It's really weird.
The whole premise of a reverse blade is pretty tight.
Dude. The Kamea Kashin style.
It was really interesting.
That was tight.
So back to this list, the old generation, which would be the 2000s or so, Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece.
I'll take that.
Which makes sense. I'll buy that.
I'll take that.
The middle generation, Brotherhood, Hunter x Hunter, and Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Attack on Titan fits better in that tier.
I feel like there should be a generation in between here because of the rate we consume media has vastly changed to back then, because it's hard to ignore like the cultural impact that Soul Eater, Death Note,
Death Note definitely like there should be, you know, if you put it on the list, there's an asterisk next to that.
Death
Note. Death Note definitely has like
there's a spot for Death Note. Like
there was a moment for that.
That was a turning point in anime for sure.
Death Note had a lot. You could say Death Note was like the My Hero of, you know, that time, because it was that anime where not a lot of people like anime, but a lot of people like Death Note.
But Death Note was different. Like I was telling Vic, it was a different kind of anime. My Hero,
I think it was one of the first ones, like the first like horror animes we've ever gotten.
Like My Hero, like really, it sucked me in because of the vibes that it gave me, like from like older anime, like a Dragon Ball Z, like a Yu Yu Hakusho. It was like that kind of energy. But it's like, yeah, but I mean, again, Death Note was good and it was strong, but it was different. It was just different. The whole tone of it.
Even with Sword Art Online, that was
a huge one.
That was very big for a while.
Huge.
Do you guys remember Dot Hack?
I remember it, but I never watched it.
I think I've seen it like on Funimation
That was
or something.
That was a moment.
But
Dot Hack was
I don't know if I ever
moment.
watched it.
That was one of those ones that I feel like Dot Hack was something like a Death Note, where it was different. People like fucking just were attracted to it because it was different. Toriko.
The food one?
Yeah.
That was tight.
Toriko.
That was cool. You remember Bobo?
Disgust.
I remember.
Disgust.
I loved that.
Disgust.
That was a good one.
Fucking gross.
What's that wrestling one?
Ultimate Muscle. Kinnikumo
There you
Muscle.
go. That one. Yep. Ultimate Muscle.
That was good.
That was really good. Hitman Reborn. That had like a crazy cult following for a while, and it had a super long run, but I don't hear anyone talk about it anymore. Yeah, Hitman Reborn. This kid with his fucking forehead on fire. It's like a mob or some shit.
Weird. I've never heard of that.
Really?
Yeah.
It was at least when I was in high school, it was like fairly popular. I don't know anybody that's watched it though.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I've never heard of that.
Like it was all over like social media and stuff.
I think
but
I
like,
remember the name maybe, but I don't remember.
I remember watching a couple episodes, but I couldn't find it after that. Like Daily Motion didn't have it anymore. Because I was like it was one of those.
You know what was a moment for anime was like when anime bought into where like anime, and then it bought into the theme of like we had shit like Beyblade.
Yeah.
And like Beyblade Gen 1, Yu-Gi-Oh, Bakugan.
There's some animes that were made or were popular because of their merchandise more than anything else.
You should look at the evolution of Yu-Gi-Oh with that, because in the manga it's games. It's just random games that he plays. It's not just the card. Like the card game of Yu-Gi-Oh was a single chapter. It was just incredibly marketable, and that took off. They tried it with Dungeon Dice. It was just too complicated for kids to learn.
Yeah.
So it just never...
I feel like Dungeon Dice might have been able to take off now in this environment.
I feel like Yeah.
Zatch Bell was around that time too.
Yes, it was.
Cardcaptor Sakura. Cardcaptor Sakura was like in that vein of like, it wasn't a card game. It was like tarot cards almost,
Yeah.
but and the spirits or the entities within them were released and she had to catch them. But it was fucking weird because they would record her capturing the cards. Like it was almost like if they were vlogging her capturing the cards. But she was always in like questionable clothing. And this was like a 13-year-old, 12-year-old.
10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a 10-year-old fourth grader until one day she stumbles upon a mysterious book containing a set of cards.
That is the driving force behind Australia's ban of Japanese animated pornographic material.
Ah, bring it around. Dang, really?
That the concerns about the ages of girls depicted in these materials is what led Australia to ban hentai entirely. Hentai being, for those who are not aware, but if you're listening to this podcast, you probably are aware, Japanese animated pornography. They banned it. Blanket ban. It's not like anything that's questionable, just a complete blanket ban, because obviously, you know, if you watched, say, Fairy Tail or, you know, any of these other animes, Kill la Kill, you have all these technically under the age of 18 females and males all depicted very provocatively or very
scandalous.
Scantily clad. And in Japan it's perfectly acceptable. In their culture it's fine. I'm not sure if someone wants to fact check this, but I think the age of consent in Japan is like 14 or something like that.
The age of consent in Japan is 13 years old.
Senpai-chan.
And here's the thing. So in what they're depicting, right? Cardcaptor Sakura, she's 10 years old. The age of consent is 13. They said, no, we're gonna do you one better. We're gonna go down to 10. Like, come on, Japan.
Naruto-kun.
I'll just be on that watch list now. Thanks,
Jeez.
guys. It's fine.
Anyway.
No, I'm on my laptop. Why would I be on private? Is that going to stop my government agent from watching me? Because I'm in private?
Talking about some weird shit, staying in that lane. Legend of the Overfiend, 1989. This is a movie. I mean, it stems from a manga, but it's a fucking movie. It is the finest line of anime hentai movie, because it comes off as very like action anime. Why is this guy turning into a demon and fucking this girl?
Oh, High School of the Dead.
Dude, is that
an anime?
It's an anime.
I've heard of it.
So I got it from Legend of the Overfiend. And this is just from IMDb. There's more than one. There's a few. Dude, I remember having to watch this on like a Nothing Toxic type site. Like, it was Legend of the Overfiend, and then like here's a guy getting decapitated, because I could not find the fucking stream for it. But this is like in 07. Yo, it is so fucking good. If I could recommend a fucking movie, aside from the adult shit, like the real weird adult shit, Legend of the Overfiend is so fucking good.
So I recently, there's been it went viral on TikTok. They're saying don't watch it, so naturally everyone's watching it. There's this really fucked up, even for Japan. You know, it's bad if Japan banned it. There's some like animation. You can't even call it a movie, because it's like they're more pictures than anything. But it's like this really old movie.
Let me stop you.
You know what I'm talking about?
What? No. But you were like, oh, there's more pictures in the movie. That sounds real suspect.
But no, that was it's on YouTube. You have a bunch of YouTubers looking this up and reacting to it. But I guess it's like really, really fucked up. I don't even want to talk about how fucked up it is, but yeah, no, there's some pretty bad, gnarly stuff coming out of Japan. So, but yeah, I mean, it's tricky because
we did such a turn.
it's weird. I mean, it had to come with the talk about anime. I mean, you have 16-year-old girls that look like 20, 30-year-old girls in the anime, but like
Nami.
Oh, she's 20.
Is she?
Yeah, she's 18 pre-time skip. She's 20 after.
My mistake.
And then you get time skips, like, so in Fairy Tale, one could say, well, they were stuck on that island for 7 years, so now they're not 16 anymore. Now they're 23.
They weren't alive though.
So
that doesn't count. They were just non-existent.
But either
for
way,
7 years.
It's like, what do you do? Like,
I forgot about that.
And obviously, with rule number 34 of the internet, anything coming out of Japan will also be depicted in a pornographic sense. So that's where Australia was like, hold up, we're not gonna take any chances.
You gotta slow down there.
So that's where Australia said, you know what? I don't want to mess with any gray areas. I don't want to deal with, oh, the artist says she's 18, but she's really not because visually she's not. They're like, no gray area, no hentai period. They banned it. And there's actually a guy who was like, oh, really, they're going to ban it? Let me see if I find the story.
Oh, you know what? I did see that TikTok where he was like, they banned it, but the fucking flaccid cock of David is fine. The statue.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Oh, yeah, the statue. Because the statue of David's depicted in like their history books and whatnot,
yeah.
as I guess it should be. But they're just, hentai is too much. But yeah, so that was an argument made.
There's a guy that tried to, no, it wasn't done. Let me see if I can find the story. But basically, someone tried to bring a shit ton of hentai books, I guess comics, manga, into his country, and they seized it at the border, and were like, well, hold up, this is some questionable shit. And eventually they decided they didn't have any legal grounds to jail him or anything, but they were like, bro, you're really fucked up, but here's your shit back. And so Australia was just like, no, ban, nothing can come in now.
Not that like I'm on like this side, but should you have some content that's questionable and you're in Australia, would it be grandfathered in? Like how they did with like turtle shells in like Hawaii? Like you can't kill turtles anymore, but if you already have it, you know, it's fine. You just can't can't do anything with it anymore. It's yours and yours forever.
That's a very good question.
Like,
and
you know,
one
like
that I want to look into.
That's
well, not that I'm
logistically. How do they handle this? Is it a blanket ban, just like guns? How they're just, hey, fuck it, turn them in?
I mean, it could be like Fahrenheit 451. Fucking
there we
fire
go.
crews come into your house and burn all your books.
The real firemen.
The real firemen that Benjamin Franklin or that Thomas Jefferson set up. I don't even remember how he circled it back to this, but
because the card captures Sakura.
oh yeah. So they leave. I mean, what do you guys think? You think the United States will soon follow suit, or do you think other countries are going to be like you went to? Like, would that be censorship? Like, how do you think that gets handled in other countries now that one country has done so?
I feel like it depends on Europe. I feel like it depends on what Europe does with that.
Yeah, because I know California's trying to take the other route. They're like, hey, within 10 years, we won't put you on the sex offender registry list anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel like California might be like, it's okay. Come on, Japan.
I don't know. It's a very adult subject.
I don't know. It's real.
There's so
Mondo's
much.
gonna fucking disown us.
There's so
he
much.
will for Gintama. He like
Mondo's gonna fucking change his Crunchyroll password, and he's not gonna let me watch anymore.
I mean, all you can say is it's a good problem to have. Anime, there's so much content, and a lot of it is at such a high level that you can talk about top 3 or top 5, and there's still like another 3 or 5 that you'd be like, well, how did you even leave that one off the list?
Yeah, that's true. Zoids. God damn it, Zoids is so good.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh man, what the fuck? Oh no, Avatar. No, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the blue cats. I got so confused there. I felt so fucking ambushed. I was like, motherfucker. No, yeah, dude, Avatar is really good for American anime. No, it's really good.
Yeah, it checks every box to be anime.
It is really, really good.
I think it's a very good show. Probably
not as good as Cubics.
Oh,
Cubics with the Butt Ugly Martians.
Good one.
Yep.
Fucking good one.
Dude, I tried to watch an episode on YouTube.
It's bad.
The animation is
It's
so
fucking
bad.
terrible.
That was like the first CGI show to try and happen, though. So
Yeah, there really are a lot of good fucking shows like that. Anyway, I hate the school motto, but plus ultra. You know what I mean? That's the Dallas Podcast. That is a show. I hope you enjoy it. The Nomad, the Great Communicator, myself, Anime. Follow us on the socials. Dallas Podcast on Instagram, Slots Photography, Roaming Nomad, Dan Entertainment. Thank you for joining us. Hope you come back again. Thanks and good night.
Who are you really?
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Come for me, Gmork! I am a traitor!
You are beaten. It is useless to resist. Don't let yourself be destroyed.
Offer me everything I ask for. Anything you want. I want my father back, you son of a bitch.
I am your father.
That's my son! This is my boy! This is my boy!
That's impossible!
You're laughing. Someone was killed today because of what you did.
I know. How about another joke, Murray?
Fuck you.
None of you seem to understand. I'm not locked in here with you.
You're locked in here with me!
Steal my daughter war. I understand your pain.
Actually, when we're all tickled to hear you say that.
You shall have your revenge. Iron Man.
Good night. And always remember, that's